I don't know what to say about this start for him and just what he's done. He's been a little up and down. What can you say? He's not a guy who typically goes deep into a game anyway, so I don't get worried about the fact that he only went 5 innings, but you know, he's walking guys, he's catching the fat part of the plate. You look at his first few starts, and there's some really good work in there. His changeup has looked really good. I wish he'd throw it more. He's not your ace. He's not your ace. He's probably your 3 at this point. You know, we'll see when Kirby gets back. But right now, Logan's your 1. Brian Wu is your number 2. And I'd probably put, you know, Luis there at 3, maybe 4, depending on if Bryce Miller continues with what we saw in the last start. So I'm not overly concerned because I don't think you look at him the same way as you did in previous seasons. You still need him to be the rock. You still need him to go out there and give you a solid effort and a chance to win, which he's done for the most part. But I don't think you view him as our ace. He's the one who sets the tone. Boy, I mean, what a series for both of them. Rowdy Tellez, I was starting to wonder, man. I mean, he hadn't really done much of anything at the plate. And then you get him to Toronto, his old stomping grounds, and he hits a home run in each game and clutch home runs. Maybe the biggest clutch hitter on this team right now is Randy Arozarena. You look at it, his average, I think he's hitting 200. But you look at his on base is around 350. He's taking walks, and it feels like every one of his hits has come in a crucial situation that's either won the game or put him ahead or given him a little bit of a cushion. He's been remarkably clutch when he's come through. I mean, Cal, what can you say? He's phenomenal. There's a reason Toronto hates him. He's just a nightmare for them. And then I was glad to see Rowdy Tellez, who, by the way, I got to give him credit for his defense at first base. He's had some nice picks there. Now, he doesn't have a ton of range left to right. He's not that guy. But, man, he's made some nice picks over at first. I'm still wondering what's going on with Julio, man. I'm still wondering what's going on with him. He had 3 hits on this road trip, I believe. I believe he's like 3 for 23. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But he's taking his walks, which is good. He's showing some patience. But he still has not been Julio. He's not. And maybe we're just getting to that point where we need to come to grips with the idea that he's a slow starter, and that's just going to be who he is. I mean, maybe it's not. He's still young in his baseball career, but I don't know what to say about this start for him and the previous seasons. This is just what he's done, and they tried to give him more at-bats in spring training along with others so he could hit the ground running. That hasn't worked. Looked like he had it. I mean, he hit 3 home runs much sooner than he did last season, but he's kind of stalled at this point. Concern? Little bit about Julio. I think he's going to be what he's been every other year, is a guy who's feels ice cold, and then he's going to go on a tear for 5-6 weeks and look like the best player in the game, and we'll all be sitting there going, well, where was that in the beginning of the year? Where was that at the end of the year? Wherever. So I think we're going to see that hot streak. We're going to see that stretch where he looks like one of the great players in the game, but man, I don't know what it takes. Obviously the Mariners don't know either. How do you get this guy to be more consistent, to be the superstar from the beginning of the season to the end of the season? That part's a little concerning. Love it. He's made some great defensive plays. He's looked really solid at the plate, hits a home run, drives in his first RBI before that, his first hit. He doesn't look overwhelmed. He doesn't look overmatched. We heard a lot about, hey, the glove is major league ready. The bat is not. We heard that over and over. I'm pleasantly surprised. We're going to see how the league adjusts to him after he's been up for a while, and we're going to see how does he adjust to them adjusting to him. But right now, couldn't be happier. I mean, he's been an absolute plus. Amazing. As much as we talk about Cal and Randy and Rowdy Tellez and Dylan Moore, and they're all worthy of the conversation. To me, the stars of that series in Toronto was the bullpen, because you had 2 short starts. You had Logan Gilbert go 4 2/3, and then you had Luis Castillo go 5 innings. They combined for 12 1/3 innings of work in that series. They gave up 1 earned run in 12 1/3, 2 runs total, 1 earned. They were the stars of that series to me. And it's easy to look past certain guys because some guys don't look as sharp as others and what have you, but in totality, they kept them in the game. They gave them a chance to win. Rowdy deserves the credit for what he did, and Randy and Cal and all those guys, but do not sleep on the bullpen. 12 1/3 combined innings and 1 run. Amazing.